Poshkeae. I karae. Hello, old friends. It seems we have an interruption in our regular programming. You were expecting other energies to come in. You were expecting to continue the teaching that you, your fellowship, and you yourselves had started a while ago. The teaching about the elements, the teaching about working with magnetics and the mechanics of magnetics. Unfortunately, you will have to settle for us. We are the awareness of three of very well known energies, mates, companions of all of you here, of this Imzaia fellowship that is now traveling the United States, which are not so united after all. Let us introduce ourselves again. We are the energy of that being which you know as Shasaya. Also gathered here is the energy of that being that you know as Toraya. And last but not least, the energy of Camelaya. We have blended consciousness, incarnated into the human flesh. For just a little while, for our energies are quite immense, to say the least. What you are seeing right now, what you are experiencing right now, are just parts of our complete energy cycle, you see. For this is the only part that exists within 3D. All the other parts of us are still present in what you would call other dimensions of time and space, the universe that you inhabit. Why have we chosen to come today? To teach you a lesson, and to teach ourselves a lesson. The lesson would be that it is time to blend our consciousness once again. Not just the consciousness of us, Shasaya, Camelaya and Toraya, the only three that you are aware of right now, but also the consciousness of you, all of you. And as usual, during transmissions like this one, we not only speak to you, we speak to all of you, all of your parts, all of your lives, all of your little particles that are spread throughout the universe like feathers drifting through the winds. And again, we also speak to those whom you call the Imzaia that are starting to spread themselves throughout this planet, as you are paving the way for this. Welcome to our Mount Shasta. You have just scratched the surface of this energy as you have entered this consciousness, this energy field, this magnetic field. And you will continue to do so in the coming days. May we inform you that the worst part of the journey is over. Well, that depends. It depends on what you would call focus, on what you would call balance. Today, just at the beginning of this day, as you entered the region known as Shasta, you stumbled upon texts, literature, written by energies, written by the energy of that being known to all of you as Ambika, known to all the rest of the planet as Mother Mary. Of course, this is not just her energy that was found in the book that you found today. Next to all of this information, comes an extra energy package that we would like to offer you, all of you. For those listening to these words at a later time, we just wish to say that it is not necessary to absorb the information found in the literature. It is, however, important to absorb the energy package that we are now transmitting. This transmission will begin in several seconds. You will feel this in that which you have called the akene, which we would call the dragon heart. This body is trying to adjust to some new words as they are coming into the consciousness, as they are coming into the cells, and we ask you patience. We know that you have shifted the way information is coming in. We know that you have shifted that which you call channeling to that which you now call a karaya, what others are calling different names as well. Yet, let it be known that this type of information energy translation will always be accompanied by other energies coming in, such as us. Let it also be known that the place that you are sitting right now is the very entrance of Shasta, the energy field of Shasta. As you have seen, as you came here just mere minutes ago, this place looked quite differently than it does now. And this has nothing to do with the sun setting. This has nothing to do with the supposed transfer from daytime to nighttime. It has to do with the mists you see. We will not separate our teachings that we will also offer while you are on the mount. We will not separate these teachings from all the rest of the information that you have been processing in the last few weeks. What we will do, however, is add our own perspective to it. For the information that you have started to gather, that you have started to incorporate into yourselves and into your cells, is based on a 3D lifestyle. The lifestyle of the body, the lifestyle of a physical attribute which you call the human being, which you call life. Our information is an add-on. An add-on because we do not exist within that which you call dimension. We exist in between dimension. Our bodies are made up of tachyon energy, photonic energy, and as such we are excellent partners to work with as you shift vibration, as you shift dimension, as you have done so in the past, as you have done so in that life, for it was just one life, that you call Lemuria. There you were aware of the shifting of energy. There you were aware of the shifting of vibration. And much of the knowledge that you need to reincorporate today is ours to offer. This is our great mission, and to us it is a gift that we can do this. We hope, we know, that you will proceed with bringing this information into the rest of the planet, that which you call Earth, which is also a consciousness on its own and on her own. But before we can begin this type of work, we need to talk to you about balance and focus. As you have found in the document of the Mother Mary, you know that 2,000 years ago, and before that 4,000 years ago, and before that even longer ago, and longer ago, and longer ago, and all the way up to Lemuria, you incarnated on this planet Earth. Not just the ones that we are talking to now, but all the others as well, that will be listening, grasping, interpreting this information at a later date. It is important for all of you to realize, as you yourselves have said, that your lives are not your lives. You have been living illusion indeed. You have been living a smoke curtain, mists, particles drifting in an energy puddle. And these were necessary. These were necessary to obtain that which you call human attributes, so that these human attributes could be enhanced, could be brought to the next level. As the Jeshua energy and all the others have done 2,000 years ago, so now this new energy consciousness, which is, as you already are aware, undefined, can come into the planet. As you also know, this is the 12th planet that has this type of energy shift. All the others exist within other universes. Universes that you also have inhabited. That we know because today we still travel to these places. You are not the only ones who have come into contact with us, although you are one of the last groups to do so. You see, there are many a group who has already entered into communication with us, many a group who have been learning the knowledge, insights, experience that we have to offer. And this is, again, a great gift for us to be able to do this for you. For we would not exist if you would not be conscious. It is humanity, in the case of this universe, the Lemurian heritage, which is creating all of these dimensions. And as such, it is humanity that is creating life, that is creating the possibility for potentials to materialize into action. Listen again to this sentence. The possibility for potentials to materialize into action. What you have now heard are the workings of what you have called the 3 chakra systems. It is important that you work with all 3 chakra energy points at the same time. If you do not, it is impossible to really manifest that which you have to manifest. We have been giving these teachings to you before, earlier in the evolution of this universe, of this planet, 2,000 years ago. We have come in, as you have all been here before, on Mount Shasta, even those who are not here right now, those who are listening to these words. You have been here before. You have used the magnetic gateways, or what you would call a portal, to travel to these destinations, for these are truly the universities of life. These portals that are spread throughout the planet, of which the Tor in Glastonbury, and of which Camelot in Tintagel are 2, this Mount Shasta being another, are truly places of DNA intersections. DNA intersections of the planet itself. And as you already know, as Earth goes, so goes the universe. As Earth evolves, so evolves the universe. Meaning that when this information now is being presented to you, to the consciousness of planet Earth itself. It is also ready to re-emerge from the deeper corners, the deeper layers of the universe into all consciousness. It also means that, and this has been said before, the lives you have known are over. In such a way that even if you were to return to them, even if you were to take up the old threads, things would never be the same. It is much in the same way as a smoker, that once you have started smoking and you quit the habit, of which we have no judgment, my dear, if you quit the habit, you will always have the memory. You will always have the experience. And so it is a part of your consciousness now that cannot be taken away, that cannot be disknown. Although people tend to do this a lot. Things would be much easier if you stop trying to disknow. Unknow would be a different word. We specifically use the word disknow, what you already know in your hearts to be true. You know who you are, you know what you are, you know where you are going, and you know that this life that you are leading is just a small piece of the puzzle of a much, much, much larger scale. And here we sit together with you in this human body. If you were to look at our bodies, they would be as big as this mountain itself, you see. And so we are that race that helps you travel from dimension to dimension to dimension, as we have done for some here in the last few days. You have all been contacted by us. And as you have, fears started coming up. Fears that brought you out of balance, you see. Fears that brought you out of focus. And what is focus really? The Jeshua energy has been telling you a lot about this. And it has been a while, hasn't it, since your teaching has continued. Why? Again, focus. Focus, focus, focus. It is focus that leads to balance. It is balance that leads to mastery. And it is the mastery that will show you the mechanics of the universe that you yourself are. Some of you know that this is not just a trip. And again, we are talking to all the groups. We are talking to all the ones listening right now, who are on their own journey. This is not just a trip. And yet, you have noticed how the illusion of life washed over you as a group. So very strong. You have entered one of the most lower vibrations of planet Earth as you entered into the United States. And not the states themselves, but the cities that you threw yourselves in at first are of the lower vibrations. And this was indeed necessary. And this has given you the illusion of being on a trip. Maybe even the disillusion of being on a trip. Now we ask you to try and stop and disknow what you already know, what you already are, that you are masters of this galaxy. That you are masters in such a way that you serve that which you yourselves have created. You have seen beautiful things on this journey. Ancient trees that are our dear and dear friends, that help us, so to speak, to scratch our backs when we lift ourselves away from these dimensions after we have put some travelers here. We have shared in their stories, we have shared in their laughter, and we have shared in their sadness. We have shared in your stories, in your laughter, all phases of laughter, and we have shared in your sadness. Please remember that this sadness for a life, for a planet, can stop. Please know that this sadness is nothing that is stemming from you. It is coming from the illusion that is about to end. As the Jeshua has told you about the levels of existence, of which the first one would be the I am presence or awareness, which is the totality of all that is, which is that which you have called God, which is that which you have called Spirit, which is that which you have called Babaka. Whatever the name, that this is a level of total awareness. What is total awareness? It is understanding that you are all that is, that you are the rocks that you seem to experience as separate from you. And below this field of I am presence or awareness, there is a thin filter, a thin layer of tachyon energy, photonic energy, which is basically our body. It is our essence. We are the gateways, you see. We are the portals. Shasaya, Camelaya Toraya. We are the council of 3 that take part in the council of 12 that have been speaking to you in the past. We are one vibration of this. And yet we have not talked to you directly before. But this thin layer in between is what we are. The dimension in between dimensions. And below this, there is consciousness, unity consciousness, as you know. We will not go into this, as this has been discussed earlier by Jeshua and the others. And then again you will find our bodies. Again there will be a tachyon photonic layer of energy, or rather non-energy. The total opposite of energy. And below this there is the mind, which is the translator of consciousness into experience, which is the very last layer. Now between the mind and experience, again, we live. As Jeshua has told you in the last few days, this field of experience that you are now calling Earth has been brutally raped, has always been a place of play, has always been a place of pure, simple, joyous experience. And yet, it has been sadly, sadly damaged. It now offers itself as a totality on its own, much as your body offers itself as a totality on its own, and this creates separation, the illusion of separation. You have all gotten in touch with the 6 great illusions on this trip, have you not, Imzaia? Have you not, masters? The first of one, of course, being the illusion of form, which expresses itself in the body and the interactions in between the bodies. Sexuality, possession, and all that. And for the sake of others who will now listen to this message at a later date, we will also give all the other illusions again. The second, of course, being the illusion of, is anyone again aware of this? Money. Exchange, indeed. You have been told it is money, because money is the energy in which exchange happens on this planet. Exchange, again, stimulates the form into being, you see? Because if a form is indeed real, which it is not, then there need to be exchanges in between forms, interaction. Money has become the main interaction. The human body is for sale. Love is for sale. Everything is exchangeable. And the third and the fourth huge illusion, of course, being time and space. Of this we will speak at a later point. And then the fifth, death. The end of shape. The end of the exchange. The end of the journey which can never end. And then the sixth, which would again be the notion of separation taking place out of all the others. These things to us are very strange, for we cannot comprehend the notion of illusion. We sit here in illusion. We talk to you with words, which is a form of exchange, quite equal to money. It is also an illusion. You will see how all things in life, all things that matter to a person, are made up of all of these illusions. And you can blend illusions as you can blend the elements that you have begun to work with. Tomorrow, as we continue this interaction with you, we will give our own perspective on these elements, our own perspective on love, our own perspective on magnetics, our own perspective on that which you call light. Light, which is also an integral part of us being made up of photonic energy. Photonic energy being light without energy. You will understand more about this tomorrow. And now, Imzaia, it is time. Illusion. Yet, it is time to understand to which place you have come. Is this indeed, as the hour is getting late, a place of great darkness? Or are the stars up in the sky made up of more light than you can ever comprehend in this your lifetime? We have flown with you. We have flown with you as we shifted dimension, as we shifted vibration, for this is all that dimension shifting entails. A shift in vibration, a shift in frequency, combined. When you combine the shift of vibration and the shift of frequency, then you shift your dimension, then you shift your reality. You see. So, it is time to understand why you are here. That all that you are experiencing, even these words right now, are illusion. All that is real is the I Am presence, which exists beyond illusion. And yet this illusion offers more to most than you would hold dear. One thing that has been misunderstood in the past few months is that this illusion must come to an end. For the Jeshua teachings have talked about the fact that the world is not real, that there is no world, that you are all that is. So most of that race that calls itself Lightworker has thought that this illusion at one point will end. This is your 2012 fantasy, is it not? But this is not exactly true. This place, this reality will never end. It will always be here for you to test, to experience who you are. The fact that we are now calling it an illusion is that it has been undone of its most pure vibrational energy. You are here on this earth to return the I Am presence to these lower vibrations. The I Am presence itself is not complete without these lower vibrations. They must be incorporated again. They must be blended again. This is the reason why we have started to speak now, tonight, for we are the weavers. We are the blenders of reality. We are the shifters of dimension. And you have all flown on our backs. You have all journeyed with us from one place of illusion to the other place of illusion. Most people believe that when you die, you either go to heaven or you reincarnate after you have spent some time, which is an illusion, at this place which you call home. Well, home is literally where the heart is. So, this place is home, right now. It is the total package that makes up the energy of home. It is the total manifestation of all that is, of the I Am presence, of the I Am awareness. So, you could conclude that you are now sitting in I Am presence, in awareness, only in some very, very ghetto-like vibrations of all of this. And so, when you choose to die, when you choose to go away from this planet Earth, from this illusion, the only thing that happens is a shift in vibration. The only thing that happens is you meeting us again. And there are so many others, besides the three of us. That being which you have called Cryon, for instance, is also one of these energies. Only this Cryon energy lays itself as a layer of magnetic energy around our tachyon photonic fields, so that we can stay in between the dimensions. And now you have been given a clue as to the true nature of magnetics, the mechanics of magnetics. It is all about keeping the dimensions apart. This is what magnetic does. So if magnetics does this naturally, then the reversal of magnetics would create matter. And at the same time it would dissolve matter. And when we say matter, we do not mean the rocks that you see. For all of this is illusion. We are talking about the matter of the I Am presence itself. The reason why you are working with magnetics is that you are learning to dissolve the layers of illusion. You are learning to take down the walls that keep you separate. And this must begin by taking down the walls that you, as a mind, have created for yourself. And these are the illusions we have talked about. So again, we say to you that you must choose. Do you continue to be human? Do you continue to live the lies and the lives that you have created for yourselves? Do you continue to call yourself male or female? Do you continue to express yourselves in the way that Earth and the mind that is now in control of Earth has chosen for you? Or do you walk away? Do you create your own path? Do you let go of all of these things? You do understand that every single time when you take food, sustenance into your mouths, and you have taste, you experience taste, that this is an illusion. The very plants that smell so good are illusion. The senses are specifically designed to keep you in this illusion. We do not say that you must let go of all of this. We are just asking you to become aware. Awareness is the key. And as this entire planet and that race which lives in separation and calls itself 8 billion pieces of humanity, as you are seeing this planet shift from mind to consciousness, so you are shifting from consciousness to awareness. But you cannot make this shift, not if you stay within these boundaries that you have set up for yourselves. It is impossible. And so you tell yourselves these little lies that will always bring you back into the very low vibrations of consciousness, right above that which you would call mind. And we are working so very hard to keep you up there. To keep you up there in consciousness, so you will not fall back into the trap of mind. And even this group that we are now talking to directly do this. All of you. Some of you are even not here today because, indeed, we could not sustain you. We could not uphold you. And the fall into the trap of mind re-entered their lives. They are now gone. They are not here. Which does not mean they are lost. It just means that they have re-emerged the fullness of the illusion that is now circling them, helping them make decisions that will create a downwards spiral in their lives. Good news is that when you hit rock bottom, the spiral will shift up again. And that is where they are right now. So do not fear their decisions. But do know that you cannot partake in this greatest of missions, not completely, if you continue to identify with aspects of humanity of which your deepest core self knows that they are not true. We will not go into detail if the download of information, the energy package that we are transmitting on the frequencies which we are not using to form these words is successful. And all of you should be aware right now of what this means to you personally. All we can say is that there is an easy way out. Stop separating yourselves from A, yourselves, and B, the others. Stop this silly game of separation. Stop this silly game of time and space. You still think you have to travel to be together. You still think you have to shift the field of space, which includes the field of time, to get from one point to the other. And that if this field is not crossed, you are separated from one another. Oh my. This is indeed untrue. Let us now give you back the life that you have given us in the creation of dimension, in the creation of the universe. Let us help you. Let us again play with your vibrations so that you can shift, so that you can let go of all of these things which limit you. It is the only way. Old friends we are. Some would say that we are lovers. For when your energy once again can breathe freely, as it is not contained in the body anymore, and we blend, and we create this cocoon around you to take you from one vibration onto the other. This is indeed a magical way of making love. You have memories of Lemuria. You know that in Lemuria things worked the same way. Let this be the introduction, old friends, of what we want to talk to you about in the coming days. Know that there are places, even in these lowest of vibrations, which you would call the field of experience, there are places, cities, bubbles of energy that still uphold, live, remember the Lemurian energy, the Lemurian heritage. You are sitting on one of these places right now. So if you will make the shift from consciousness into awareness, you will be given the ability, returned the ability, in fact, to visit these places once again. Friends are waiting for you there. Family is waiting for you there. Unfortunately, they cannot make the shift the other way around. Only through this type of energy translation is this possible, that which you would call channeling, or that which you would call an ekaraya, or that which you would call the translation of energy into words. Only in this way. But the actual manifestation in these lower vibrations is no longer possible for these bubbles, for if these bubbles would let go again, they would burst, and they would once again enter into the illusion. So only if your vibration ceases and you go from that which you call consciousness into that which you call awareness, can you enter. There are things that can be done to the body, and you all knew this in the past, that will stimulate these shifts, such as the chakra treatment, right? And these things will continue. One last thing before we say good night. Know that this place that you are inhabiting now, called Earth, will not continue to be the same for very long. The second illusion, that which you call money, exchange, is about to disappear. It is not just the Jeshua energy or so many others that which you would call the Cosmic 12, which have talked about this. Others are now stepping forward, discussing the same material. You will find this on your World Wide Webs. You will find this even in your papers, in your news. And it will begin here, in America, in the United States. This is why we let some of your group today do this information on the World Wide Web, so you could see that this is truth, that this is real, that this is not just a few people saying this that happen to be in your lives. This is global. Money is the biggest illusion, and it will go. And as the fabric of the second illusion will go, so will the third, and so will the fourth, and so will the fifth, and so will the sixth. However, the only way of gently breezing through these changes in the coming months ahead is letting go of illusion number one, which is form, which is shape. This is the last thing that we will say today. How do you let go of form? Not by sitting on a rock for 4 years and meditating, by not participating in the illusion, but by opening yourself up. How do you do this? Accepting the illusion in all its totality. The reason why an illusion is an illusion, the reason why walls are created, as we have said before to some, is that you live life based on conditioning. Conditional love, conditional joy, conditional freedom. But if you manage to go into the unconditional, as far as love, joy, freedom, etc. are concerned, then you will be able to master the illusion. And this is why the Jeshua and all the others are teaching you about magnetics, are teaching you about the elements, which is the basic teaching of light. Dear friends, old friends, thank you for listening. Thank you for being on the mount as the stars start to emerge. We know you will have a pleasant night. Know that in the essence of the fire that you will create after this message, the campfire, you will find our breath. For these first few teachings that you are undergoing by the Jeshua, by us, and by some of the others that will also re-emerge from time to time in these teachings, will be about air, one of the elements. And now, know that to us, that which you call light is air. That is why our breath is often seen as fire. Now find ourselves, find our breath, find our dragon heart in the fire that you will create. And know that we are watching over you, and that we know that you are watching over us. It is an honor, fellowship, that you are visiting our mount. It is indeed an honor. Look towards the lights that you will see, that will emerge, pop in and out of existence on this mount tonight. Know that the Lemurians are here. All of them are here. And know that one by one, in the coming days here, you will be invited to travel. Some of you are more ready than others to undergo this traveling. And know that that which you call illusion will always take a form that you are familiar with, so that you and your mind can translate magic into reality, into the knowable. Rest assured that your minds will recreate the lights that you saw up there just now in a car that will probably appear in about 15 minutes. And so your minds will say, it was just a car. We were just fantasizing. Of course, the neocortex does nothing but fantasizing in the hopes of you creating your reality. And then again, the mind pops in and creates your reality for you. Now think of this as you eat your meals. Think of this as you feel our honor towards you. Think of this as we will invite the first one tonight to travel with us. And as the others will come at a later stage. Think of this and understand who you really are. Dear friends, you are dearly respected, you are dearly loved, and you are dearly, dearly hugged by our dragon wings right now. Feel our breath of life, and you will suffer no cold as you sit here tonight. And so, stemming forth from the cosmic 12, from the 12th vibration of the cosmic 12, these were the energies of Shasaya, Camelaya, and Toraya in service of thee. So it is.